What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. Today's episode journey is being guided by none other than your host, Austin J, or hallucinodream, if you know him from the gaming community. And today's topic is on the importance of a good mindset. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and enjoy this episode. What's up, everybody? Thank you for those who are returning. Thank you for those who are listening. Austin J, or hallucinodream here, and today I want to talk about mindset. For those of you who may be returning, you know that I am going to school for my, I'm finishing up my master's degree here. I haven't referenced that in quite some time, but my master's in exercise science. I am a certified personal trainer. I actually just got my first job into a fitness facility. I'm very excited for that. The daughter being born and the pandemic certainly put a damper on that for the time being, but we made it into a fitness facility, and I will be hopefully personal training fairly soon here. But in the course of going to in school, I learned about a wellness coaching. That was one of the courses, and the school I'm going to actually pays for the certification, and I have significant interest in becoming a wellness coach, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm probably going to make that my priority, is wellness coaching. Now, why I'm saying that is because I think it's important information for mindset, having a good mindset, which is what this topic is on. And not only that, is a wellness coach is what they do is overall health and wellness, but they really help to build or help you as a client, if you were to be a client of a wellness coach, help you basically find your own answers with some guidance, of course, is needed, and to build confidence in yourself and your journey, and to make sure that you are carrying a good mindset. I feel like mindset is not looked at as often, just like I think mental health isn't looked at as often, it's not looked at as often as it should be because of the importance of it. If you don't have overall good mental health, I've said this in other episodes as well, it's going to be harder to start a wellness journey. It's going to be harder to continue to work on your nutrition, to continue to work on your fitness, or to maintain goals, because your mental health is, if it's in a poor state, is probably weighing on you, taking a toll on you, making those tasks more difficult, probably everyday life tasks as well. Now, I'm not speaking for everybody, of course. There are many different ways that can affect people, but having a poor mindset is kind of the same thing. So, and I see this more and more often, the mindset and the things, and because I'm learning, I've always noticed it, but I'm noticing it even more. Some of the things people are saying, and I'm even catching myself saying some things and thinking things, and it's technically putting me in a classification of having a poorer mindset in regards to that aspect of what maybe the situation I was kind of not thinking I was able to do or accomplish, right? So making it technically a poor mindset. I'm going to give an example real quick of myself. And I think it's important for me to give examples of myself and what I'm talking about, because I want people listening, people who are reaching out and looking for guidance or help or any sort of information, and they're coming to me, I want people to know that they can relate to me. I want people to feel like they can relate to me. Not that I am some, I don't know, everything's perfect type person and I am trying to relay messages. No, nobody's perfect. Things happen to everybody, and I want people to know that hopefully I can relate to some people. So, first example I am going to say is that I've always had difficulty learning. I've had a very difficult time reading. I still do. And I'm learning more and more. I'm also listening to a book called course, I forget the name of the book now that I'm up here recording the podcast. But I'm listening to this book, and in the book, the author talks about mindset and the importance of mindset. And while in school and reading this book, I'm starting to realize that in regards to reading, my mindset is fairly poor. I have difficulty reading. It stresses me out, and I have always really just said, this is a mindset right here, right? So this, I'm quoting myself. I've always said that I can't read. I just have trouble reading, and that's not how I can learn. And that just simply isn't true. Okay, so I'm starting to realize that, and so why I say it's not true is because I can increase my learning. And I do know that, and I do say that. Like, I'm working on improving my reading and my comprehension. So me saying that, that I can't really read and all this and that, that's just not the best mindset to have. I shouldn't even say that, but I still do sometimes. I catch myself saying it, even though I know I'm on a journey to help myself read better. But what I could do is, and this is what's important to mindset, people might not even realize that you're saying it that way. Being vigilant enough to catch that, and being aware enough to catch that you're saying it like that. So I could change the phrase that I read slow and my comprehension is low, and that's just how I read, and I just can't read very well. I can change that to say, I can't read very well yet, because I'm working on it, right? So, and that totally changes the outlook of how it's perceived, even in my own mind saying it, right? And that's just a small example and a small step forward to creating a better mindset. And the more that I do this for myself in every aspect of life, let's say I'm not cooking meals well. I just made overnight oats. We'll use that. And you can find those on my personal YouTube. And then they'll be on the One Punch YouTube once I perfect them. But I made overnight oats for the first time because my daughter loves her overnight oats. And my wife and I, we love our overnight oats. So I decided I'm going to start making my own. Probably healthier versions, and can get more of it, right? Basically make it in bulk. But I made 2 of them to test. I tested it out this morning. The one was fairly good, a little bland, and the other one was just, I couldn't even eat it. So, but I'm gonna keep trying again. I totally just lost my train of thought because I thought my daughter was waking up. She's downstairs taking a nap. She's very tired. I lost my train of thought on exactly where I'm going with the overnight oats, but what basically I'm not going to have a bad mindset about it. Like, I went into it, I wanted to make it, I hesitated for a little bit because just in the back of my mind for a couple of weeks I was like, it's going to take time, this and that, and then I got to learn it, I got to look up recipes, all this and that. And that was deterring me from doing it, which in reality I know it's part of the mindset too, is just go ahead and do it. And I tell people that too. So when I tell people that, don't worry, I do that in certain aspects of life. There are sometimes I catch myself doing it. There's another thing people can relate to, I'm sure. So I'm catching myself doing it. I'm fixing that. But I went ahead and made it. And I could have said, wow, I'm never going to make that one again. But no, I'm going to try and keep working at that specific overnight oats, that specific recipe, until I get it to how I want it. And I know I'm going to be able to get it, right? So I'm going to get it. And that's the difference, whereas, good and a bad mindset, where I could have said, well, that one didn't taste very good. The other one was bland. Maybe I'll just stick with this one, but overnight oats just isn't for me. That wouldn't be a very good outlook. Overnight oats, I can make. I can do it. I know I can do it. I just have to. It's just like anything else. You just got to practice, basically, right? That's a good mindset. I'm just going to practice at it until I get it. And I know there's going to be stepping stones. Some of them aren't going to taste very good. And some of them are going to be more bland than the other until I figure out what mixes, what matches, and all this. And that's what will separate your successes from your non-successes. I don't even want to use the word failure. I've just made a podcast episode on that recently. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. But that's what will set those apart, where I don't look at that as me not succeeding at that. It wasn't up to my standard. It wasn't really edible. So the one. But I got 50% of them because I only did 2, right? So 50% is pretty good odds for making a first time making overnight oats. So I'm going to look at that as a success on both of them, because I successfully made one. I was able to eat it, and it was pretty good, a little bland. Can add something to it next time and see how it tastes. And the other one, I am just going to have to keep working on. So it's a work in progress, not a fail or a non-success. So I think mindset's overly important. I mean, it's just so important. If your mindset isn't there and you're coming up with excuses, and I hear this often from not just people I know, but I see it on social media, so I hear it from there. A lot on social media. You can see it and hear it on TV. There are, people may want to do something, but they'll find every excuse under the sun why they won't do it, or why they can't do it. But if you really think about it, there's solutions to every aspect of what you're saying, or the reason behind why you're saying you can or you cannot or will not do that specific thing that you want to do. And that is an issue. That's where the mindset's going to take over, and it's going to prevent you from doing it. Let's say you're somebody who really, really, really just loves, let's say, playing the piano. You just love playing the piano. You love instruments. You love the music. You want to learn. You play sometimes when you're around a piano, but you don't have a piano. So you use that as the number one reason for why you don't practice. But let's say you're in high school and there's a piano right there in school, but you don't use it, because now you're saying, well, I would have to stay after school, and I just can't stay after school, right? But you're not really given another reason for why you can't stay after school, but you really want to play the piano. It's a passion of yours, right? So the excuses, I don't even want to call them excuses. I want to call them just reasons for not doing it. And I do this to myself too, all the time. Anytime I want to try something new or do something new, or even not something new, like different workouts. I want to get into calisthenics, and I have been pushing it off because I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I got to look up a routine and stuff, because I don't really know too much about calisthenics besides it's a lot of body weight, and some of the moves that people do by doing these handstands on chairs and lifting themselves up and all this crazy stuff. It's awesome. That's what I know about calisthenics. I want to learn a little more about it, but I keep telling myself I don't have the time to do it right this second, which, talking about it, also thinking on it, which I do as well, it's just simply not true. It's just a mindset thing. Right? My mindset telling me that I can't do that or can't do it right this minute is simply just a bad mindset telling me I can't do it. So I just want to stress the importance of mindset, and I don't think that coming up or having reasons or quote unquote excuses is generally a bad thing for absolutely everything, because it's not. I mean, it's normal for that to happen. Just if I think people need to be a little more aware of how they're saying things, and how they're perceiving things, and especially on things that they want to do, hobbies, passions, careers, and try to really listen to themselves on what they're saying and see if what they're saying really is 100% true. Because usually there is a way. There is usually a way to be able to accomplish whatever it may be that you want to do, whether it's a straight shot to that, like going to school to play the piano, or maybe it's a little more difficult than that, where you have to, I don't know, maybe some of your friends have pianos and you have to talk to them about your passion and, try to see if you can go to their house to play to the piano and then hang out with them before and after and all this stuff. I mean, sometimes it's going to be a more difficult route, but it's not impossible. And I think that is something that people need to work on, and I know I am one of those people as well. I need to work on that in certain aspects. So I wanted to talk about mindset. I apologize. I apologize for the. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, I apologize for the camera, why it's lighting up like that. But I also apologize. Like, I came up here and I instantly got tired, and I can feel I got tired because I keep losing my train of thought, which I think is strange. But I didn't feel tired walking up here, so that's interesting. But I apologize if I rambled on and if my point that I wanted to get across got across, but in a very scattered type way. I do apologize for that, but I hope everybody understands kind of the gist of what I'm getting at, and the importance of mindset in regards to not just everyday life, but your health and wellness journey as well, and a lot of your health and wellness journey, because a health and wellness journey is something that is going to be work at first until it becomes habit, which is what we want to do. We want to build good habits, and then it basically just becomes a lifestyle, right? So mindset will contribute to a lot of that, and I want to make sure and express the importance of a good mindset. So I'm not going to drag this episode out, considering I'm starting to ramble now. Thank you everybody for joining, who has listening in. If you're watching on YouTube, all the links are on the left. If you're watching or listening on the podcast platform, all of our links will be in the description. My name is Austin J, or hallucinodream. I will be back next week. If anybody has anything that they heard that they have questions on, or anything they would like to add in regards to mindsets, I would love to talk about it in our follow-up and question and answer next week. And thank you again, and hope to see everybody next week.